Bhairavpur was a village steeped in emerald green. Fields stretched out like a patchwork quilt. The sun beat down on the land, but at the edge of the village, a solitary banyan tree stood. It was an ancient being, its gnarled branches reaching out like skeletal fingers. Its shadow stretched long and dark, a silent menace in the afternoon sun. The villagers whispered tales of the banyan tree. They called it the Whispering Banyan. It was a place of secrets, they said, a place of lost souls. No one dared to go near the tree once the sun dipped below the horizon. For it was at night, they said, that the banyan tree truly came alive. Fear was a constant companion to the villagers of Bhairavpur. It was a fear passed down through generations. They spoke of strange occurrences near the banyan tree, fleeting shadows, disembodied whispers, and a chilling cold that seeped into your bones. Some said the tree was haunted by the spirits of those who had died unnaturally. Others believed it was a gateway to another realm, a realm where the living were not welcome. The elders warned the children to stay away. The banyan tree steals voices, they would say, their eyes wide with fear. It feeds on the breath of the living. Arjun had heard all the stories. He had grown up on them, listening with a mixture of fear and fascination. But Arjun had left Bhairavpur. He had gone to the city, to a world of concrete and steel, where ancient tales held no power. Years passed. Arjun grew older, his mind filled with logic and reason. He scoffed at the superstitions of his village. He no longer believed in ghosts or whispers in the wind. He was a man of science now. When he returned to Bhairavpur, it was with a sense of detachment. He saw the fear in the villagers' eyes, heard the hushed whispers as he passed, and a spark of defiance ignited within him. He would prove them wrong. He would conquer their fear. The decision was made quickly, fueled by a potent mix of bravado and skepticism. Arjun announced his intention to spend a night beneath the banyan tree. His words hung in the air, met with stunned silence. His mother pleaded with him. His childhood friends tried to reason, but Arjun was resolute. He would not be swayed by their superstitious beliefs. He would show them that there was nothing to fear. As the sun began its descent, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, Arjun made his way to the edge of the village. He carried a lantern, a thick blanket, and a book, a symbol of his modern rationality against the ancient fear. Section 5. Into the Whispering Heart. The air grew heavy as Arjun approached the banyan tree. The shadows stretched, reaching for him like grasping claws. A sudden gust of wind rustled the leaves, and Arjun could have sworn he heard his name whispered on the breeze. He pushed the thought away, attributing it to his imagination. He was a man of science, he reminded himself. There was a logical explanation for everything. He reached the base of the tree and looked up. The massive trunk soared above him, disappearing into the canopy of leaves. It was like looking into the mouth of some monstrous creature. Section 6. The Voices Within. Arjun spread his blanket beneath the tree, his heart pounding in his chest. He tried to read, to lose himself in the words, but the silence was unnerving. It was a silence that seemed to pulse with a life of its own. And then he heard them. Whispers. Faint at first, then growing stronger. They seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. Whispers that slithered around him, weaving a tapestry of fear. He spun around, searching for the source of the voices. But there was no one there. He realized then, with a growing sense of dread, that the whispers were not coming from outside the tree. They were coming from inside his head. Section 7. Embrace of the Banyan. Panic surged through Arjun. He scrambled to his feet, his rational mind crumbling in the face of the unseen terror. He tried to run, but the banyan tree had other plans. The ground beneath him seemed to soften, to become like quicksand. He felt himself sinking. He reached out, grasping for something, anything, to hold on to. His fingers closed around a tangle of roots. But instead of pulling him up, they dragged him down. The lantern slipped from his grasp, tumbling into the darkness. The whispers grew louder, consuming him. He was falling into the heart of the banyan tree. Section 8. Whispers in the Wind. The villagers found Arjun's lantern the next morning. It lay on its side, its light extinguished, a silent testament to the night's terrors. They searched for Arjun, but he was gone. The banyan tree stood silent, its secrets locked tight, but the whispers remained. They echoed through the village, carried on the wind. And now they were in Arjun's voice, pleading, warning, begging them to stay away from the whispering banyan. The villagers knew then that the banyan tree had claimed another soul. They left the lantern where it lay, a grim reminder of the price of defiance, and they never again questioned the power of the whispering banyan.